If you've ever cut into a meatloaf and had it come out dry or pink in the middle, this video is for you. I just made this meatloaf and it came out perfectly cooked. I knew it was done before I even cut into it. I'm going to show you exactly how that happened. Hi, and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. So Typhur sent me their Sync Oven to test, and I put it through 3 full carnivore meals. I did steak, of course, carnivore flatbread, and meatloaf, which I don't normally make meatloaf. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you what worked, what really surprised me, and whether I'd actually keep using it. So this is the Typhur Sync Oven. It's a countertop oven with a built-in meat probe. So it monitors the internal temperature of your food the whole time it's cooking, and it shuts off when it hits your target. There are no timers, there's no guessing. The interior is ceramic. It's PFAS-free and non-toxic. I'll show you 3 full carnivore meals cooked in this thing so you can see exactly how it performs. It even comes with this cute orange oven mitt. All right, the first test, steak. Now, I'll be honest, steak is not something that we eat all the time, but when we do, getting it to the right temperature is always a struggle for me. So either I overcook it or I'm cutting into it every 5 minutes trying to guess. So this is the test I was really curious about. And actually, I didn't even do this correctly, but it worked pretty well. So what you want to do is you take your probe and you stick it in the thickest part of the meat. I don't even think I did that right. Then you check the function on the probe. You set it to beef, and I set mine to medium. Then you put it on air fry on the function knob, which I will show you. So I chose beef, medium, the internal temp 130. That's the current temp. And then I did roast, and I put it on the parchment paper and I slid it into rack number 2. I think I would do that a little bit differently next time. So here they're going in, and I struggled with it a little bit, but it worked out really well. I'll show you. I think because I did roast, it did look very much like a roast. It did not get a crust on it because I didn't put it on air fry, and it would have been on rack position 1 on air fry. That would have helped, but I was able to walk away. It still got the internal temp to 130. It did cook a little bit longer after, that resting temperature. The resting time did cook it a little bit more done than we normally like. But overall, I was very pleased with it. It was more of a user error that I didn't take the time to really read the directions the way I should have. I saw someone else use their thermometer for the probe for a big hunk of meat. I think that would be great, or for like a whole chicken. We just don't eat those types of proteins very often. So now look in the center. Like I said, it's a little bit overcooked and it doesn't have the greatest crust, but again, that was user error. The second ribeye that I did came out much better. I let Dale have both of these ribeyes because I'm really not eating a lot of ribeye. As you can see, the probe got this one to the perfect temp, and you can see it cooked really evenly. There was no guessing or in checking. Now this one did not have the probe in it. It still cooked very evenly, and it just got to a little bit pinker. It was close enough in size. It was really cooked really well. It did not have the probe in it. So I put 2 of those steaks in there, one with the probe, one without. They were the same size. I feel like they were similar in size and weight, so they cooked really well. Like I said, that one cooked a little bit better. Again, my error. But there was no cutting into it a couple of times, reheating it, that kind of thing. I'm so glad. Okay, so the second test is carnivore flatbread, or carnivore biscuits, or carnivore rolls, whatever you want to call it. It's not a probe situation, it's more of a bake situation, but I want to see how evenly these will cook, whether the ceramic interior makes a difference on something like this. So I have used I've used several different powders for this. Our favorite is definitely Anthony's Heavy Cream Powder. We get it off of Amazon. It's very popular right now. You can do, in your muffin tin. I always use, not always, but I try to use the silicone muffin tin, and I also laid it out flat. So I'm going to show you how it turned out with the flat and the parchment paper. It turned out really well, and it baked very well, and it's very versatile. Check it out. Test number 2. This is the roasting rack. It is enamel coated. I am lining it with parchment. It's preheating. I'm going to mix 3 eggs and 1.5 cups, one and a half cups of heavy cream powder to make biscuits. All right, so I've got this. The heavy cream powder, it's just, you know, 1 ingredient, and total carbs, it says less than 0. A half cup, I'm gonna put 3 of these in there, if I have enough. If I don't, I'm just gonna use whatever I have. Yeah, I'm not so much a baker. You know what I might do? Just spread this out on this pan instead of, maybe I'll make it like a dough. And then I could always cut it out. You know, if I had cookie cutters, which I don't, but I'm just gonna try it because I don't put baking powder in my dough or whatever because I don't like, even the smallest amount, I don't like the flavor of it. I feel like I can taste it, and I've tried different kinds, and I tried the, you know, the ones with, you know, aluminum free or what, I don't know. I tried the low tox ones. I just don't like the flavor. So I don't mind that they don't rise because I'm just not very particular when it comes to that kind of thing. And I wing it. All right, let's check out this, whatever. Wow. Oh, panini. This flatbread came out way better than I expected. I cooked it for 10 minutes in a preheated 320-degree oven. It was magnifique. Voila, chef's kiss. Okay, last one. It's going to be meatloaf. So this is going to start going into our regular rotation, Meatloaf Monday. It's going to become a regular in the house, and so I'm going to use the probe again because I always second guess meatloaf. I have a story about meatloaf. So is it done? Is it not done? I cut into it too early every single time. Does it have a skin on it? So let's see if this thing can save me from myself. I do not have a great meatloaf recipe. This is 2.5 pounds of ground beef, 2 eggs, salt, and then I just added a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I mixed it all up. I slapped it into that Pampered Chef. No, it wasn't Pampered Chef. Tastefully Simple. Do you remember that? It is a little tricky to see here, but there is like a little notch that you want to insert the probe so that that's all the way in there. The recipe book actually tells me what to do that it came with, so there was a meatloaf page. I hit manual, and then I'm turning the temperature to 160. So see there, that top knob is for the temperature, and then that's the internal temperature. I'm sticking it in there, and I'm getting it in there just right. Now you can see that that will increase pretty quickly, to be honest. Now this took quite a while to get up to temp, so obviously I didn't stand there that whole time to do that, but you can see it's going up, and it's great. I did think it was going to take forever, but it actually went pretty quickly. I think it was about 25 minutes for the meatloaf to cook. And so now we are getting ready for the meatloaf verdict. This is one I really care about because I'm going to start adding this into the every day, every week rotation. it came out exactly right. It was not dry, it was cooked through. The probe did what it promised. If this oven only ever did this meatloaf for me, I would still be very happy. This is the magic. And look at that. You can see it held together really well. That's because of the cheese and the egg doing their thing. So it's nice and juicy on the inside. It's not dried out at all. That's the part I always mess up with meatloaf. I either undercook it or I just cook the life out of it. Very much that. The probe did all the guesswork, did all the heavy lifting, took all the guesswork out of it. It just told me it was done. I pulled it out. That's it. No checking, no cutting into it too early, no guessing. Just done. And it looks exactly like it's supposed to. So here is my honest verdict. I loved it. The biggest reason is simple, because I stopped worrying about whether my meat was going to be overcooked or undercooked. That's a big deal to me. The probe takes all the guesswork out of that. It's wireless. It's fantastic. So for carnivore, that is huge. You're cooking meat every single day. Knowing that it's done right every time, that really matters. So I want to mention the ceramic coating is PFAS-free, PFAS-free. It's non-toxic. So for those of us who are really paying attention to what goes in and on our food, this is a big deal. It's not a small thing. Now, is it for everyone? Is this thing for everyone? If you don't have a lot of countertop space, this is not going to really work for you. It's not small. But if you have the space and you are serious about carnivore, I think it's worth it. And I do have a discount code in the description below, so go check that out. So go check that out before you buy. So if you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up, drop your questions in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.